Now it's time to look at the short answer question. Because we are working on the evens together, let's look at number 2. The question is, which two methods of waste management do you believe are worst for society? Refer to the text in your argument. So I underlined a couple of things here. Two methods to remind myself that I need to find two different things that were mentioned in the article, two different ways that waste is managed, and discuss why I believe they are worst for society. And I need to make sure that I use the text to support my argument. I can't say, hey, I think composting is the worst for society and not give a reason why. Okay, so remember in our previous lesson we went through and we discussed the fact that you need to make sure you restate the question in your answer. So if I scroll down here, this is what I came up with. The two methods of waste management that are worst for society are blank and blank. So you know that 4 different waste management types were mentioned in the garbage article, right? We have landfilling, we have recycling, we have composting, and we have incineration. So for this answer, you would need to choose 2 based on what you read and your opinions, because this is an opinion essay question. You need to come up with the 2 that you think were the worst. So that's why I left it blank, because again, my opinion and your opinion might be totally different. But I would always start off by restating that question like I did. Now, I need to talk about the reasons that those are bad. So the primary reason blank is bad for society, so that could be incinerating garbage is bad for society, is because, and then I have in parentheses information from the text. I would need to go back over here to the text and figure out what happens that's negative with incinerating garbage. Well, it can pollute the air. Okay, so I could say something like, although the heat from incineration can help power steam generators, the burning garbage ultimately pollutes the air, making it unsafe for people. Okay, I am paraphrasing what is right here. I'm not copying it word for word. The next one, the reason blank is bad for society. So that's my second one. So what if I said that landfills are bad for society? So the reason disposing of waste in landfills is bad for society is because, and then I would come back over and read what landfills do, and I would put that. Now, depending on what your teacher wants you to do, because you have paraphrased information that you have not read before, I would put in parentheses the name of the article to cite my source. Okay, and depending on what class you're working for, they may ask you to cite your sources, and they may say, okay, for this kind of an assignment, we're not doing that. That's not our focus right now. Okay, but I would love for you to get in the habit of doing that, just so that you never are caught unaware. All right, so that is how I would answer question number 2. Okay, you need to make sure that you read the questions thoroughly so you know how many examples are being asked of you and whether it's an opinion or whether it's not. Let's look at what you need to do to turn in. Which 2 methods of waste management do you believe are the best? Okay, so right here, you're going to choose which of the 4 you think are the best. So this is definitely an opinion. Let's look at number 3. Summarize the article. Be sure to cover the pros and cons of the 4 methods. Now, we remember from our previous lessons in this unit that when we summarize, we look for the main points. Okay, so you're going to need to make sure that you cover the positives and the negatives of each one of those 4 methods in your own words, and keep it short and sweet, right? We're not restating the entire article, so you should be able to say the pros and cons of these 4 methods in a paragraph situation. Make sure while you are answering these questions that you are paying attention to punctuation and capitalization, and as you are typing, if anything is underlined in red, that means that there's a question about the spelling or the usage. So make sure that you look at those. To reiterate what you need to do for your assignment, you guys are working on the odds. So you'll do 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 of the multiple choice, and 1 and 3 of the short answer. Let me know if you have any questions.